Hey everyone, Michael here. Hope you are having a wonderful Monday, start of your day, afternoon, evening, depending on where you are in the world. And today might be a little bit shorter than usual. The topic will certainly be different than what I usually talk about here on the StreamYard live streaming sessions. But I want to share with you something that I haven't really talked a whole lot about before. Yet I think it's important, especially if you have kids in your life or in one form or another. And I'm going to take you back to high school for me because I didn't read a whole book. I mean, like I didn't actually take a book to read and go get through it until I was probably 15 or 16 years old. Before that time, the way I got through school was I would read Cole's Notes. So if you're not familiar with those, essentially it's a very short form of a book. You know, it's a summary of a book, so you don't have to read the whole book. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Cole's Notes. If you are, say a quick hello in the comment and chat box there. Let me know. But I really did not enjoy school, and for me, it's amazing when I look at my eldest daughter right now, and she loves school. She's excited to go to school in the morning. I was the exact opposite. All I wanted to do when I was young, both in elementary and early years of high school, was play sports. I put all my energy into sports. I certainly did not want to read a book. I didn't want to study. But in my case, yeah, I did not read. I didn't read a whole book until I was 15 or 16 years old. The first book that I read, and this might surprise some of you, but it was Shogun, which was a book by James Clavell. And the second book that I read was The Godfather by Mario Puzo. And these, so I went from not reading anything to reading books that were thick, 400 or 500 pages long. And I did that because something in those stories grabbed me. I mean, there's a bigger shift that happened in my life around that time, which I can get into in another video. But what I wanted to share today is that I started off, hardly reading any books and not reading any. And then all of a sudden I discovered the world of books and I began reading. I still was not good at writing. I was not focused on my studies. But what's interesting is, to me, is that back then, no one expected me to enjoy reading books. And here I am today, many years later, and I love reading books. I've read hundreds of books. I mean, you can see in the office here, I have one bookshelf with a whole bunch of books on there because for me, books opens up a whole new world. I think it's one of the best investments you can make. Where else can you invest 10, 15, 20, $30 and have access to someone's knowledge from their whole lifetime, or access into a really deep topic in hopefully a thoughtful way. So books to me is just, they're very, very powerful now. But back then I didn't see that. That wasn't of interest to me. And so I think nobody would have expected that I would have actually enjoyed reading books. And certainly they would not have expected that I would have written books and created a lot of content at this point. And so why am I sharing this here today? I'm sharing this because I've had conversations with many parents over the last little while who are concerned that their kids don't want to learn. They are concerned their kids don't pay attention. They're not focused. And I'm certainly no expert in this topic. And I don't mean to belittle or to move, shift the focus from maybe some real challenges that somebody might be having. But my overall observation is that kids always want to learn. Just what they want to learn might be different from what you or society expects of them. And so I think the key in my observation and experience is to try and identify what your kids do enjoy learning about and support them around that, because there's always going to be something that they're interested in. In my case, if I go back all those years, I feel very fortunate to have parents that didn't, they didn't bash me. They weren't negative that I wasn't into studying in those early days. They knew that for me, sports was where my passion was, and they definitely tried to support me to be more kind of academically minded and focused, but I didn't want any part of it. To their credit, they didn't push me too hard. And look at where I am today. I've made some progress. Not only that have I learned to read books, and I love reading and have for now many years, but also have written books, multiple books, and the podcast, and just a lot of content, which is what we do at Consulting Success. It's a big factor of the progress that we've made over the years. And so I just want to record a quick little message here, or kind of, share, like go live today and share this with you, which is if you have young ones around you, if you have people around you, and they don't seem to be focused, or they're not reading, or they're not doing the things that you want them to do, I just want to offer a little thought or an exercise or an opportunity for you to, rather than pushing them to do something that you or society wants them to do, instead, what if you try and identify something that they actually enjoy, something that actually does move them into action, and see if you can support them in doing more of that, and how that could then be connected to the academics or to whatever other area of life you want them to excel in. So think about it, rather than trying to get them to go down the path that you want them to go, what if you can meet them where they are, support them, encourage them, and by moving forward from there, you can then, get them in the direction that you know or you believe will ultimately be more beneficial for them. But I just wanted to share that I was a very unlikely candidate. If you looked at me from a very young age, elementary school, till about 15, 16 years old, I was not into academics at all. I did not study. I did not read books. And again, a very big shift or very big change to where I am today. And even from that time of around 16, 17, I remember for me, it was halfway through grade 10, grade 11 and grade 12, especially grade 11 and 12, when I really began to study. And so it was a very quick shift or very quick transition, but nobody would have expected it. And so don't give up. If you have people around you, think about how you can support them, encourage them, meet them where they are, rather than trying to force them to do something that you or maybe society believes that they need to be doing right now. So again, I'm not an expert in this. That's my disclaimer. It's just some thoughts that I had, and I hope that you might find some benefit in that. I've certainly tried to apply some of these experiences that I've had over the years with my own two daughters, and I believe it's going in the right direction, but still a lot to learn. So that's it, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful day, and take care and talk soon.